Afghanistan Foreign Minister Salahuddin Rabbani is in New Delhi on a 3-day visit. Let's cut straight across to India's External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj briefing the media. In fact, Rabbani met External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, where 4 key pacts were signed. According to the agreement signed, India will help Afghanistan in 116 new development projects in 31 provinces in Afghanistan. Apart from this, a motor vehicle agreement was also exchanged between India and Afghanistan. The two countries are also expected to work on a South Asia satellite frequency coordination project.
116 new high-impact development projects would be jointly implemented that would bring socio-economic and infrastructure development, especially in the suburban and rural communities in 31 provinces of Afghanistan. India will assist in Shahtut Dam and drinking water supply project for Kabul, low-cost housing for returning refugees, Charikar, polyclinic in Mazar-e-Sharif, among others. We discussed measures for enhancing trade and investment cooperation. The India-Afghanistan Trade and Investment Show in New Delhi on September 27th to 30th, 2017 will provide opportunity to bring business together. India has liberalized visa, especially for Afghan businessmen.
Afghan Foreign Minister Salahuddin Rabbani also spoke on the issue of terror and supported India's stand against Pakistan. This is the first high-level meeting between India and Afghanistan after US President Donald Trump unveiled his Afghanistan strategy.
Both countries suffer from terrorism and violent extremism that threaten us and the region's stability. The terrorist groups like Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed, which have been launching attacks against India and indiscriminately killing civilians of this country, are engaged in similar terrorist activities along with Taliban, Al-Qaeda and Daesh in Afghanistan. Together, they are daily killing our innocent people and destroying public infrastructure.
Let's go straight across now to Beyond's correspondent Ramesh Ramachandran joining us on the broadcast for more on this. Ramesh, apart from the operative portions from the address that was made by the foreign ministers there, a huge emphasis being laid on tackling terror as well.
Indeed, Molly. Now, this was the second Strategic Partnership Council meeting between India and Afghanistan. The first was held in Kabul, and this year New Delhi hosted the second meeting of its kind, and it was attended by Salahuddin Rabbani and Sushma Swaraj, the two foreign ministers of Afghanistan and India respectively. And the sum and substance and the context, Molly, of this meeting would be that this comes at a time, as you said, within weeks of the US administration unveiling its South Asia strategy, which gives India a preeminent role or an opportunity to play an influential role in stabilizing Afghanistan. And also on the day when the foreign minister of Pakistan visited Iran after he visited China recently in a bid to mop up support for Pakistan's stand on Afghanistan. So clearly there is a bilateral and regional dimension to this meeting that took place here in New Delhi this afternoon.
Ramesh, also take our viewers through how significant these pacts that have been signed between the two countries really are.
Right, so this the motor vehicle agreement was one of the 4 pacts that was signed this afternoon here in New Delhi. The motor vehicle agreement essentially enables cargo and personal vehicles to travel between India and Afghanistan. Now, remember, we have the air freight corridor, which was inaugurated in June of this year, and this is a flagship enterprise, as it were, of the bilateral cooperation between India and Afghanistan, especially in light of Pakistan's reluctance or opposition to allowing India transit rights between Afghanistan and India. So clearly, the air freight corridor is an important element of connectivity between India and Afghanistan. Remember, Afghanistan is a landlocked country, and to that extent, it also requires India's support in using the Chabahar port in Iran, which India is developing to enable overland transit to Afghanistan. So clearly, connectivity was the overwhelming or overarching issue of significance to both Afghanistan and India at this Strategic Partnership Council meeting, which just concluded here in New Delhi this afternoon.